Alrighty, good morning or good mid-afternoon. Welcome to Election Day. Hope everybody got a chance to get out and vote today. So we are doing Curriculum Corner number 10. We're going to be introducing a new series with this Curriculum Corner. We're going to be looking at student-led IEP meetings and strategies for student participation in the IEP process. I recently went to a great training on student-led IEPs, and I want to just take you through some of the slides that I saw and that stood out to me. And then over the next couple of curriculum corners, I want to talk about how to actually implement this in your IEPs that you do. So often at an IEP meeting, they're led by teachers or administrators. Students, they don't actually have a full understanding of the meeting components. Often our students aren't even in a meeting. So student-led IEPs, I'm using the slides that were directly taken from the presentation so that we can get really a good example of what they talked about. And then I'm going to apply it to our case. Now, we also know that at an IEP, this is a great chart. Who talks at traditional IEPs? So special educators talk 51% of the time, general educators and admin 18% of the time, family members 15% of the time, support staff 6% of the time, and students only 3% of the time. And this was on a study done by a state superintendent of educators for secondary transitions. Now, think about that. Somebody is talking about you and you're not participating. Now, I don't know about you, but that to me does not feel good. I remember one time in my career, somebody assigned me my goals for the year, and I did not like that at all because they're my goals. I'm the one who should create my goals. And I believe our mission says that students should be able to learn about the goals that are being created for them, because they are the ones who have to implement them. You are not implementing an IEP in terms of goal progress. The students are. So what is a student-led IEP? Well, they're talking about meaningful student participation in IEP development. The student takes a leadership and a decision-making goal. And there's several ways that we can do this. It occurs within the context of the overall process. They're very specific roles, and they vary based upon the individual and based upon their age, their needs, and their abilities. And you can use this approach all the way from K to 12th grade. Now, it does require an investment to prepare the students and the parents to be able to be in this process. Now, here are some gains. They did a research paper and they found out that students who participate in their IEP meetings gain greater awareness about their disability. They understand how their disability impacts their academic performance. They get knowledge about available and appropriate accommodations, and they get familiar with the IEP process. And it also increases their ability to advocate outside of school and access adult services, which is very important for our students. Now, who is a good candidate? You might be thinking that. Well, all students make great candidates to run a student-led IEP. There's not one right way to have a student-led IEP, and all students are capable in leading in ways that work the best for them. Now, levels of participation in the student IEP. Now, you may be thinking, well, I can't just let everybody lead the entire IEP, or what does it mean for a student to lead an IEP? Well, there's several different levels. So you can have a simple level 1. The student introduces themselves and others at the meeting. Perfect, easy, over. Or you can have a level 2. The student presents their strengths and their interests and their goals. Or maybe somebody a little bit further along, the students presents their disability and the impact of their disability and their accommodations. Or you have level 4 and 5. And I definitely think you should consider this if you have a student who is going back to district. Students present their PLPs and their IEP goals, or the student presents the complete IEP. That is powerful. Now, there is no law that says a student can't read their own IEP. I mean, it says in IDEA that the IEP is a team. It's an unwritten rule that certain people present more than others, but it is not in the legislation. It isn't in the code. If you go and read IDEA, or if you read IEP meetings, it talks about a collaborative team effort. We've assigned roles, and over time, it's became more of a tradition, but it is not the required norm. It's just a tradition. We can have different things in an IEP. So these are the levels that you can look at. All right, next thing. This is a great website. It's called I'm Determined, and I'm going to give you the link to the website. But on the I'm Determined website, it gives you real life examples of students presenting in their IEPs, and as students at various disabilities presenting at their IEPs. So there's even some students who are nonverbal who are participating in the construction of their IEPs and at their meetings. So this is for everybody who is in our program, has the capability to do this. So I'm going to check out some videos on the I'm Determined webpage. The link is going to be in the email that I'm going to be sending out. And next week, we're going to have a dual PLC and Curriculum Corner. I'm going to give you a tour of the websites, I'm Determined, and also I'm going to give you some scripts that you can use to plan your student-led IEPs. This is definitely something that I want to have some of you try out this year, because some of you have students who are going to go back to district, and I think this is a great thing to try with some of your students. So, student-led IEPs support our mission statement. Here's our mission statement: to empower individuals of all abilities to take charge of their own learning and lives, making it possible for them to be competent, caring, and contributing members of society, and to provide learning opportunities for families, professionals, and communities support those efforts. So the IEP is a document that guides a student's learning. They have their present levels of performance, they have their reading goals, their writing goals, and their math goals, as well as their behavioral goals, as well as their individual transition plans. And they follow state standards. So that is their learning. Having them present their learning at their IEP is what we say we do. So this is a great way to allow our students to succeed, and it's a great way to implement our mission statement. So take a look at the websites. Next week, we're going to do a combined Curriculum Corner and PLC, get into our groups and talk about how we can implement this in our own IEP. So thank you so much for a Curriculum Corner. I want you to go out today, enjoy the rest of the day. If you voted, enjoy that you participated in the democratic process. If you haven't voted, get out and get a chance to. Take care, stay safe. See you again next week. Bye-bye.